Happy Thursday, everybody. So glad that you're here with me today. My name is Lori DeGroot from Lorita Marie Crafts, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Calgary, and I love to come live here every Thursday so I can give you fun tips and techniques and inspiration to help you turn your paper crafting supplies into beautiful projects so that you can have fun being creative and then share your creations with others. So I hope that you guys are doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're coming in, thanks. And if you are taking the time to watch the replay later, I always really appreciate that as well. If you guys ever want to ask me some questions or check out some more information, you can feel free to message me or check out my website, which is loritamariecrafts.ca. So hopefully you guys are doing great. We are going to be having a lot of fun today using bright, fun colors from the Enjoy the Journey suite in the January to April mini catalog from Stampin' Up! And I was thinking about why this suite kind of like was catching my attention this month. And I was like, you know what? It is like the beginning of February, and here in Calgary, we can totally get like February blahs. We don't really get, we don't get an early spring. We get some fake springs or like, oh, fall, spring, and then more winter, and then another fall, spring, and whatever. And so spring here, actually spring drives me crazy in Calgary. So I feel like February, we're done with winter, but it's still nowhere near being over. We can kind of have the winter blues. And I've been hearing this from my, even my daughter and her friends are just feeling a little blah lately. So we're going to use fun, bright colors and cheer up your winter blahs today. I'm also using this paper anyway in my class. So every month I have a class. It's called my Stamp and Create class. And we get to always learn a fun new project. So my projects are always in this class like a little bit stepped up. They're always just like a little bit extra and a little bit fun. And so I'm going to show you where to put the paper. So in this class, you are going to get half a package of the Enjoy the Journey DSP, which has beautiful like mountainy landscape sunset things. But what I want to show off too is that it's got awesome patterns. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So don't write it off if you're like, I'm not a camper or an outdoorsy person. I'm not really either, but I do love this paper and I'm going to show off how to use it differently. And you're going to get, you always get some cardstock samples. You can see the fun colors backwards. There we go. So we've got polished pink, Highland Heather, starry sky, and Coastal Cabana. So super fun. You're going to get some of the twine that we're going to use today and everything that you need to make the projects. So you get the cardstock cut and prepped for you. You get a PDF and a video and all the things. And you're going to make, I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. It's an elaborate, I call it an elaborate fun fold card because it's got lots of different layers on it. And so that's the main project. And then we're also going to make 2 standard cards that are fun too with the paper. So next Thursday is the last day to register. So I'll pop the link up here in the notes so you can find it on my website. It's my February Stamp and Create class. And so you need to register. And if you're in Canada, I can ship to anywhere in Canada. If you are outside of Canada, then I can, you can purchase the tutorial and learn how to make these projects on your own with your own supplies. So I hope that you will check it out. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. I would love to help you. So let's go down to my desk here and let's talk about this suite. So I'm curious if you saw this suite and were like instantly in love, like I love this, this is my favorite, I want everything, or if you're like, I'm not really sure if this is for me. Like I said, I like it for the colors. So you can see here, Stampin' Up's put the lovely colors down here, and they are fun and bright. So you've got Melon Mambo, Pumpkin Pie, Coastal Cabana, Garden Green, Starry Sky, Highland Heather, which looks so amazing together. I love how they put all their colors together. And it comes with this bundle called the Greatest Journey Bundle. Now, I don't have the bundle, so I'm going to show you how you can use this paper with other things that you already own and how you can kind of tweak it a bit. Like I said, if you're not a particularly outdoorsy person, if you are, you're going to love this bundle. It's got great sentiments in it. Like this moment is the start of something great. I'm so inspired by your courage. Mountains of thanks. They're so fun, right? And then you've got wildflowers and mountains and a sun. And then the dies have trees and clouds and tents and bikers and hikers and all sorts of fun things. So if you are particularly outdoorsy, or if you've got friends and family that you would like to make projects for that are, you're going to love this bundle. There's also these cute little enamel dots here that have trees and arrows and like little campfires. And then you can see here, you can color them any color you want with your Stampin' blends, which is fun. And then they've got the twine, which I love. I always love a good twine combo pack. I don't know about you guys, but if there's ever twine in the catalog, I buy it. So, because twine is easy to add to cards and projects. And so I love having it in every color I can find. So this little combo pack comes with Garden Green, Pumpkin Pie, and Coastal Cabana, which is fun and can be used for so many things. So that's what I'm going to be using today. And yeah, I'm going to show you how you can shake it up. So let's show you the paper first, because I got to show off this DSP. So I'll show you the landscape side first. And you can see, obviously, you got 2 different ways you can use it. Oh, I've got it both and here. So there's this one and this one, kind of more sunsets. And then we've got this one that is trees. Here's another kind of, it looks like, you know, when it's dusk and you're looking off into the distance. If you're not from Calgary, you may not know, like, we live really close to the mountains, to the Rocky Mountains. And so sometimes it's kind of like what it looks like off to the distance. Beautiful. We got waves and clouds on this one. So you could, you know, go either direction with that. And look at this one. So pretty. So what I want to suggest is that if you're making cards and you love the mountain scenes, the sceneries, you can easily cut your paper and make scenes. So I would do like a full card size. So I would cut my paper 4 inches this way, right? 4 inches, and then 5 1/4. And I would mat my mountain scene onto a piece of cardstock. And then I would add a sentiment on it. And you would have an instant, beautiful card. And I would suggest that for any of the landscape ones, that is going to be the most fun way to use this paper, right? So you can cut any of those into like a little scene. You could add one of the silhouette images if you bought the dies, or you could just add a sentiment and it would still look super cute. So what I want to share today actually is the other side of the paper, which is all about patterns. And so what if you've just got patterns and you just got strips of paper and you want to turn them into cards? That's what we're going to do today. So you can see the fun, vibrant pink. This one looks like the night sky, which is fun. That's one of my favorites. So it's such a variety. You're sure to find a pattern that you love. And so that's what we're doing today. It's all about scraps and patterns, which may surprise you that I'm not showing you the mountain scenes, but we're going to expand kind of how we look at this set and see how we can use it in different ways. So I'm going to start off with a super fun color that I haven't used for a while, but it's one of my favorites actually, is Coastal Cabana. So that is going to be our card base today. So this is cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then I've scored it in half at 4 1/4 with my paper trimmer. Then I want a piece of basic white, and I'm using white so I can just let the patterns kind of pop off the page. So I'm going to put my pattern pieces on here. So this is cut, I need my dimension sheet here. This is cut to 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then you're going to go through this fun pattern paper, and you're going to choose 3 patterns that you love and that you think look really good together, okay? And I'm going to show you what I did, and we're just going to cut them slightly different widths, but they're all the same height. So remember, this is our piece of paper that was 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then I've got 3 patterns. So I've cut this one to 1 1/4, and they're all 4 1/2 inches long. So this is 1 1/4. The next one is 1 inch, and the last one is 3/4 of an inch. So I chose those 3 patterns, and that's how we're going to put this on. And that, I mean, we're just using up little scraps of paper from this DSP, but it's going to look so good when we put them together on this card. So these cards are my Enjoy the Journey card kit that goes with my February Stampin' Create class. So you can make these too. How fun is that? So you can purchase the kit even if you don't purchase the whole class, you could even purchase just the card kit, and I will send you all the pieces to make these cards that I'm showing you today, and then you just do the stamping and assembling, which is honestly the best part, right? So you get to do the stamping and assembling, making it your own a little bit, tweaking it if you want, and then you can have these fun, bright, beautiful cards to send out on a dreary February day. So here is the base, and we're just going to go ahead and put this right on our card front. And now we're just going to build up a few fun layers on our card. So the first thing I'm going to do is that just as a little layer, I've got this fun label piece that I've cut out in Pool Party. And Pool Party looks really good with Coastal Cabana. It's just a little lighter. And I've used this die here, which is from the Painted Labels dies in the annual catalog. And it's got a nice embossed detail on it, so I really like it for that. And I'm going to wrap some twine around this. Oops. So I'm going to use the Garden Green. So remember, you can choose. You got the 3 colors. And let's see, I want to cut it first. It's about 30 inches. Let's see if that holds true. That's what I wrote down anyway. And we're going to wrap it around this piece before we attach it to our card. So you want to have loose about 5 inches, let's say. And then I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. And then I'm going to tie a bow to the left. So this looks like that was about right. So we'll tie our bow, and then I can trim my tails to make it equal, but that's not bad. And then I kind of want to like spread out so you can see kind of all the different layers. And then we're going to put this onto our card using dimensionals. So regular dimensionals. And we'll put these on. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment. Now, like I said, I don't have the Enjoy the Journey bundle. You know, you can't get everything in the catalog. As much as we want to, I know I want you to have everything in the catalog too, but even I don't have everything in the catalog. But what I do have is one of my new favorites that I used last week too, but I'm going to show you a different way to use it this week. I've got the Covered in Sunshine stamp set. So I don't know if you guys have this yet, or you saw me use it last week. Hands up if you like it, or if you think it's fun. I kind of like that it's kind of got different shapes, and you can use it with the mountain stuff too. You got these cute like shooting stars and a little sunshine. I'm going to use this sentiment here that says, "May the dreams you hold dearest come true, and the kindness that you share come back to you," which is kind of a nice thing to send to somebody. And I'm going to stamp it in Starry Sky, which is an in color, and it's like this rich, vibrant kind of purpley blue. And then we're going to cut it out with a die that matches. So I'm going to cut it out with a hexagon die that comes with the beautiful shape dies. So these are the beautiful shape dies. And I'm going to use the biggest hexagon, and it is made to fit this. So look how perfect that is. Let's run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I should have grabbed my mini, but I have my other one out. So let's just grab that quickly, and we're going to cut this out. But you could fussy cut this shape out too if you don't have these hexagon dies. But this die set is actually one of my favorites. It's got circles and hexagons, a couple little fun oval shapes with embossing on it. So I've got my platform 1, then 2, and then my cutting plates, which are number 3. So you're always creating a little sandwich when you're cutting out your paper. And there we go. There's that. So let's get this out of the way. Okay, and this is going to look so awesome on here. So what we're going to do is grab more dimensionals, and I'm using the minis just because they have like a smaller profile, I find. And I'm going to put them right on here so they get them in the right place, and then I'm going to put my sentiment onto that. Come on, paper. And then we're just going to line that up so it's centered. cute. Now, last layer on a card, embellishments, gems, and you know, Stampin' Up. I was talking yesterday about things I love about Stampin' Up, and color coordination, man, like that's right at the top of my list. So you're always going to be able to find something in your stash that matches. So I had this from the annual catalog, the Glossy Dots assortment, and these colors are perfect for this card, right? They look like they were meant to be. So I think I'm going to get my take a pick tool here. And I'm going to just help the dot off if I can. Come on. Or not. It's like super sticky today. Sometimes I just have to push it a bit with my finger now, but this does not want to come off. I was gonna use my finger. Okay, so I've got the pink one and then a blue one, and then we're gonna put a little yellow one up there. And those colors look awesome with it. So if you didn't want to use the embellishments that come with this suite, like I said, so they've got campfires and they're very specific to being outdoorsy. And so that's, if that's not your style, I would suggest these because they look really good with the colors in the set. So that is our first card. So now we have a second one, which I think you're going to love as well. And I've got a few fun things to show you on it. Let's just grab all the pieces of it. So for this one, we're going to use a basic white card base. My desk is starting to get messy. You know how it goes. See if we can tidy up a bit. So I've got a basic white card base. Again, this is cut same 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half at 5 1/4. And then to make it look a little natural, I wanted to add some crumb cake onto it, which is a fabulous way to add kind of a natural look. And I took it even a step farther by using the Timber 3D embossing folder that you can find in the annual catalog. So it gives you this really funky wood grain look. So I ran this with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with platform 1 and 4. And then you're going to get this really great texture on it. So this is going to be the base of our card. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to do strips. And sometimes when I've got a 3D embossed piece of paper, I like to use stronger adhesive. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus today. And this is cut to mat size just by 1/4. So it's 4 by 5 1/4. So you've got that white edge onto your card. And this time we are going to use 5 strips of that lovely pattern paper. So you can choose the 5 that you want to use. And we're going to cut them to 3 3/4 by 1 inch. Okay, so, and then just put them in an order that is pleasing to you. That looks good. So I think I'm going to put mine like this. And then we're going to kind of put them haphazardly on to the front of our card. And I can't wait to show you a fun thing about this card. So stay tuned to the end, but you can do this card kind of either way. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm just going to get my adhesive on the back of all of them. And then I'm going to start layering them up. Let's see. Start at the top, and then I'm going to start with the bottom. Maybe like, oh, stuck to my finger. And then I want the middle one kind of overlapping everything. And the pink is my favorite, so I keep making it the star of the show. So whichever one is your favorite, you can make that one the star of your show. So that is the base. And then, of course, we need a sentiment. So I'm going to use Pool Party again. This time I have cut it out with a stitched rectangle from the Stitch Rectangle dies. And why I love this shape, this is the fun thing I want to show you, is I still want to use the Covered in Sunshine stamp set. And so I'm going to use this nice tall one. There's not that many sentiments that go this way, right? That are tall and large like this. And we're actually going to emboss this today because I want this to kind of really pop. So I'm going to need my Versamark. I need some embossing powder. So I've got black embossing powder. And then I've got my tray, my embossing tray, which comes with the little embossing buddy and tweezers and a paintbrush to help you get excess embossing powder off. And you might not know that this is still available. It was in the Christmas, like the holiday catalog, but it's still available online. It's one of the continuing products, so that's super fun. So I'm gonna just ink this up in my Versamark, and then I'm going to stamp this on. Get good coverage there. And then we're gonna go ahead and dump a bunch of black embossing powder on here. And this is why the tray is good, or you can use, I used to always just have a piece of scrap paper that I folded in half with a crease so I could get the embossing powder off easily. And so you can just give it a light tap. Sometimes too much comes off. So just make sure you've got good coverage. So like I said, you can make do with a piece of scrap paper, but if you have the ability to buy the embossing set, I highly recommend it. So I've got some excess powder there in the corner. I'm just going to brush off. I think my fingers might have had sticky stuff on it. Maybe a little bit. Okay, now excuse the noise, but we're going to use the heat tool. Let's just get this out of the way. And we're going to set this embossing powder. So let's just grab it here. And we get to watch the magic of embossing. Okay, when everything is shiny, that's how you know you're done. So I could tell there was a few things. That's why it took me a while. So does that look awesome? Looks so good. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. And I want to add some more of this fun twine. So I think I might add orange. I did green on my original one, but I'm thinking that I want to try the orange. So I'm going to use about 20 inches off that. And I'm just going to loop it back and forth. So it's a little messy looking. And then I'm going to lay it kind of here on my card. So let's grab some adhesive, put that on there, stick it on, and we've got a few more steps. So stay tuned for that. And then I want to show you how you could do this with the other sentiment in the Covered in Sunshine stamp set. So we're going to do this. Now, the sentiment on this one says, may the road ahead of you be brighter than the one behind, lined with wildflowers covered in sunshine, which is so sweet. And then I thought, well, I need some wildflowers. So I have got some wildflowers cut out here in Mango Melody, which is part of the colors in this set. And this is from the Dainty Delight dies, which I do believe, sadly, are on back order, but they'll come back. They will come back. But if you get this card kit from me, you're going to get these cute little wildflowers already cut out for you. And they'll be ready to go. And I'm just using glue dots. But you could use liquid glue as well. And we're just putting those on. Okay, and then we're just going to put these onto our card, and these are kind of going to be the embellishment. So we'll just put one down here in the corner and one kind of up there. I mean, doesn't that look so sweet? Oh, I love this card. I'm definitely a summer girl, so you can tell. I am ready, people. I am ready, and it's a long way away, but here we go is that one. It's so fun. And then if say you wanted to use the other sentiment, I used this last week on my Valentine's project. If you didn't check that one out, I just can't tell you what a gift it is to call you my friend. Well, people, all you have to do is turn the card this way. It still looks amazing. And I'll show you. And then you can just put that sentiment on that way. So it can be either or, depending on which one that you like. Or because, like I said, not many sentiments go this way, right, that we have in the catalog. And so it's more likely that you'll have a sentiment that fits this way. And so I designed the card so that if you didn't have the Covered in Sunshine stamp set, that you could go this way and then it would still look really awesome. So you could just move the twine to this side and your flowers to the opposite way so that it makes sense with your sentiment. But those are our two cards today. Let's pull them back in. So fun. Tell me what you think about them. If you like these fun colors to cheer up your February day. Think about if you got this in the mail from somebody. I think that would make your day. I'm going to come back and say hi. So thanks for hanging out with me today. And yeah, I hope you like these cards and you got some ideas for yourself. And like I said, if you want to make these, you can purchase this as part of my February Stamp and Create class. But also check out the full class, which has even more fun things. You are going to love learning how to make this super, what did I call it? Elaborate fun fold card and a few other fun cards. And I call everything fun. I hope it's fun for you. Crafting is fun. And yeah, I'll put the link up in here and you want to definitely check it out. Next Thursday is the last day to sign up. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And I will be back next week with more fun cards, which I amazingly already have done. And it features the Favorite Flowers Designer Series paper that is part of the celebration promotion. So you're not going to want to miss those. So I will see you next week. Bye-bye.